Do you hear that? Would you lend me some coins, please? The In All Honesty podcast needs you to continue running. I will deeply appreciate support from you. You can send monetary contributions to my Mpesa +254 728 171 059 via PayPal at OLAVEORAWO. That is OLAVEORAWO. You can support the podcast indirectly by buying merchandise and services I offer listed on my WhatsApp catalog. My WhatsApp number is +254 728 171 059. Did you think I'd forget? Advertise with the In All Honesty podcast. Hit me up to talk about it. You can do that via WhatsApp +254 728 171 059 or via email OLAVEORAWO@gmail.com, or you can also DM me on socials at OLAVEORAWO. You know, the hand that gives will receive an episode every week. I'm not where I want to be, but I'm in what was once a dream. So if I do some quick math, the future equals a dream come true. Since 1992, In All Honesty, a podcast by OLAVEORAWO. Hello, welcome to another episode of the In All Honesty podcast. My fabulous name is OLAVEORAWO, and this episode is being recorded at the Trio Media Studios at Chandarana Building, Lavington in Nairobi, Kenya. A very cozy space, and if you want to save on some money and you really want to record something, speaking out to podcasters who are starting out especially, you really need to save that money. Come to Trio Media, tell them the Shori for In All Honesty told you. But today we're having another conversation here at the In All Honesty podcast. How do you navigate friendships? And I have in studio a full house. This is the most guests I've ever had in my life. It's one more guest, but still. Karibuni sana, and thank you for coming. Yeah. I know you guys are different. Okay, a podcaster, Adrian a podcaster, Cardine a podcaster. I'm a musician and a lawyer, but I'll give you the chance to introduce yourselves as you want to be known. I can start with Cardine.
Wow. My name is Cardine at Through My Lenses podcast. That's my podcast. How else do I identify? I identify as a music lover, a Kenyan music brand ambassador, and enthusiast. Event organizer. Yeah, that's how I'd love to do that.
Okay.
Yes, me. Okay. I do many things, but my name is Ima.
Yeah.
For now, I'll stick to singer-songwriter and lawyer.
Singer-songwriter.
Lawyer.
Adrian.
Hi guys, I'm Adrian. Otherwise known from the podcast as Randy Pontiff, doing Randy Radio, and sometimes I write erotica. Yeah, I'll just stop right there because it's what's relevant right now. The others it's quite a list. I wear many hats.
I'm a polymath. Describe yourselves. Everyone here is a polymath.
Yeah.
I'll bring a scientist one day. We see what's their lifestyle, doing one thing in your life. Anyway, we're discussing navigating friendships. Hopefully, I've brought a number of people who are different types of friends. I know me, I'm struggling out here. I am trying to catch air because friendships is such a difficult thing for me. But what we usually do is that I put out a prompt on my socials and people send in responses. And so that is what I will read out. And I just want real-time feedback, whatever comes to your mind. If it's something that you relate with, you can give us a backstory, and let's just get with it. Also, we'll get to your stories of what sort of friend you are, and then, yeah. Okay, so the first one I got here says, "Hey Olive, let's talk friendship. This time, I just want to sit and listen if there's someone else with a problem like mine, because I really wish I had friends, but for some weird reason, I didn't know how to make friends. And when someone approaches me, I pull away." So, any avoidance in the room? Guy, I'm the only one.
You're likely.
Yeah.
Very likely.
Oh my God. I'm an avoidant. I will give my story. Sawa, let me look for others that people might relate to. I am the friend who doesn't have any friends. I don't have any friends because sahi niko na shida. Sina kazi and I can't suit their needs.
Jesus.
So they are more or less avoidant because they are the ones who are avoiding the friends. Ama?
It seems like we've had this discussion before, and it seems like sometimes friendships needs money when people are
They kind of do. They kind of do.
People are doing
Any social thing requires money.
But I feel like
Even if you're hosting them in your house,
Yes.
you'll have to buy some food, pikia watu, you have to have the gas, the house by itself. Even the house by itself is a cost.
yeah, true. But I feel like also depending on the kind of friendships you build or make, your friendships should be able to last you through the seasons. So say it's a bad season, you shouldn't lose your friends unless you choose to keep away from your friends. So if you're losing your friends because of being in a bad season, then probably there's a problem with how you make your friends.
Lakini nikuulize, utachangiwa mzinga mpaka lini?
Okay.
You'd rather stay home and drink your water and mind your business.
Why are you going for mzinga? And
it doesn't mean you've ceased to be friends. It just means leo siezi toka.
And there are people who can be friends with you without drinking.
No, I'm just saying, sasa utakaa hapo as a sore thumb, kila mtu ana pop boti, hata bia moja, alafu wewe umekaa tu, today I'm not.
That's why you need to find friends who are in the same season with you.
Sasa I go find poor. What do you mean?
Not season per se. People of the same liking, so that if you can't drink and you're not drinking, you won't feel bad because everyone else is drinking.
No, that's not the thing. The thing is, tutakwambia we tuna understand hujakuwa na job 1 year, wacha tukuwekee. Siku ya kwanza it will be fun and games, siku ya pili wako like hata now they don't even include you kwa mchango.
No, they don't call you.
Uko kwa meza, they don't include you kwa mchango. Hiyo ni siku ya pili. Siku ya tatu uko zile za
perspective we have. So
surviving kwanza as a man na una kakiru. Some friends will think you've abandoned them, lakini you're just trying to take care of yourself, and the little that is left of either your manhood or your ego or whatever.
Are you able to tell your pals cheki leo?
Sina do. It's easier that way than kufika hapo kwa meza siku ya kwanza. Tusituongea hapa nje kidogo. Ama tuma nitakusort. Siku ya pili hata wanakuambia tu wewe jua wewe kuna pombe, wewe show up tu. Siku ya tatu wacha tumpigie, labda bado hayuko sawa na si fit vile tunamfaa, as in it's the unspoken. So you feel like you've lost your friends, but you really haven't. Ni venye tu you're not hanging out with them as often as you'd like, and probably that's what constitutes friendship, right? But then again, you're staying in touch. You've not offed yourself. You're right. You're surviving in your means.
But from this one, it's wrong to have, like, to change your friends according to what amount of money you have.
I don't think
if you get more money, you find yourself hanging around people who have more money. Like if you're going to eat at that cafe, you'll go with friends who can afford that cafe. If you're going to a kibanda, you'll go to a kibanda with friends who afford a kibanda. So I feel like, I don't know, the money aspect is really difficult. And I know a lot of people who like haven't had a job or they've lost a job. It seems like you don't have friends because you can't hang around them. It just feels nawezi changiwa kila siku.
I think that is when you realize how aware your friends are also of your situation, because when you guys could easily come to my place with your bottles, food, we have a good time.
But also, how many times can you do that?
Well, of course, now the situation depends. Am I looking for a job currently and I'm struggling? Am I nimekaa tu and I'm just chilling?
I'm vibing.
Niko tu.
Lounging.
Yeah.
Netflix and chilling.
Netflix na pesa gani?
Yeah, neighbor.
You're right. But then again, I feel like, think about it this way. There's two ways to approach that question of yours, yeah? One way is think about it this way. You have friends who are probably less affluent than you, yeah? Hawana the kind of flow tunaweza kuwa na, ama pesa yao haiflow vile yako ina flow. Wakikwambia ni aje to hang out, you'd have to go hang out with them. mahali wanaenda kuhang out. Mabeshte wangu wa keg wakiniambia come tukunywe jug 2 huwa mae. Siku ingine mabeshte wangu wa inaitwaje wa brew bistro wakiniambia come tushike 1 2 3 bottles. Keg imeenda shule. Watu wa sijui Okid waniambia kuja tumeshika Black Label. You see, maybe as for me I keep different kinds of friends. Okay. On my bad days nitataka hiyo jug. And then on my good days nitataka hiyo Black Label. And they're not any lesser friends. In fact, we probably even have more fun with that keg. Tutaingia some place that smells like urine 24/7. To take whatever we are taking, go home. Tutaingia some place where kuna ka airwick kwa kona, and you can lounge as best as you can, VIP mode, and you'll still be fine. You find that kuna friends hawezi enda nao road trip. Kuna friends unaweza enda nao road trip even 3 times in a month. Float ya kila mtu ni tofauti.
Those you can't invite to the office party.
Float ya kila mtu ni tofauti, and they can still remain to be friends even in their different social classes.
I was saying the beauty of having now a common circle that you can go through with in all those. It's just beautiful.
Is it realistic?
I've had that.
Okay, let's see. We'll get to it. Another one says, which is actually quite related to this. I don't have friends. I have been taken advantage of too many times by friends. What if you're the one with the float all the time?
Boundaries. That summarizes everything that she needs to know. Boundaries.
Those are not your people.
Weka mikakati.
What nimeleta watu secure my studio. Get out now.
She has to just farm up her boundaries. That's all.
Okay, so
sema leo silipi ama leo sina kitu, hata kama uko na milioni moja imekaa huko imechill.
Also people think that because we talk a lot and we see each other every day we are friends.
We are acquaintances most likely.
Tunajuana tu. I know you know me. That's it. We're not friends.
Okay. It feels like, I don't know, maybe some people are coming from a recovered people pleaser now. I say recovered, not recovering. As a recovered people pleaser, boundaries is something we didn't know. We have known boundaries like 4 years ago. We were just supposed to be kind, and we didn't know what kindness looked like. You were just supposed to serve people. So we realized we went about our life serving and serving and serving humans. And the only thing we only later realized that when you're not offering this service, these people are not there for you. And in your head, you thought these are your people. Come rain, come shine. So you realize come rain, come shine is for you as friends, but come rain for you. They're not there. So those are lessons you learn over time. And I really understand people who say they don't have friends because they've been taken advantage of. It's partly your fault, because ignorance, we also can't say, we can't always blame ignorance on someone else. At the end of the day, you also have to take part blame, because
ulitoa kwa mfuko.
Boundaries, at the end of the day, you should have set the boundaries. You didn't know any better. Even me, I can't say I knew any better, but at this point, I also can't blame them. They needed to gain something. Me, I read through it too much. Maybe the way sometimes you build your ambition with someone, and you're building with a dream, not the reality. So maybe that's where
alionyeshwa mambo ya town. The thing is, being the eldest kid, you'll never please anyone as long as that affirmation never came from your parental figures.
That's true.
Ever. So you'll end up chasing that high to please people without reinforcing your boundaries or even erecting them to begin with. And this is where you end up. You end up you end up feeling like every circle of friends you run through is either abusing the friendship or just taking advantage of you.
And some people also attach their value to helping people. How helpful you can be to other people, so you feel I'm a good person. That's an ego thing also. think about
the
it.
Messiah
complex.
The Messiah complex.
You're saving everybody.
And I've met people like those who, when they're not saving, that they don't feel
Like they have value to anything
they
to
don't
give to
want
their
to be
friendship.
around you as well. You have to introspect a lot when it comes to friendship. Anyway, someone here says, I grew and graduated from anxious to secure both in relationships, that is romantic, and friendships. So proud of myself.
That's the best thing that can happen to someone.
Have you guys grown up? You
Yeah.
guys just grew up secure.
No. Gosh.
I have been anxious.
Takes a lot of work.
Even now that I am secure, some people still make me feel a bit anxious, but now I am able to call myself out and be like, no, you're okay, it's not you. This is just like, think about the whole picture from an outside looking in.
Okay. Anyone else was grown?
Me. But because mine is Judy, I was bullied as a kid. But my childhood, ilibidi nikuwe secure. Because being bullied, I think for 4 years of lower primary, then figuring out friend groups. I think I've tested all friend groups.
Why were you getting bullied?
Because I had a mind of my own. So unajua kulikuwa na kale kadem ka popular. Mean Girls is for real.
Mean Girls is for real.
So akisema tunacheza kati, wali memgonga imefall. Amesema, okay, I don't know if you guys...
I know, as in you went against the grain.
I'm like flicking ball imeanguka karibu na wewe, come on now.
Yeah.
So that kind of thing, I think she just singled me out as, oh, you're going to be trouble for me. So she rallied the whole class to bully me.
Yeah.
So there's bullying, and then when she left, I'm like, okay, sawa, now I need to fit in vizuri. So I found the popular girls. Na nikafanya everything to be popular. I used to get 20 bob like them, tunabayana crepes na nini.
Yo.
20 bob was my lunch.
But Nairobi kids have lived a weird way.
Yes. I tried to fit in so hard for I think 3 years. Yeah. And then high school, sorry yangu ni refu. High school nikaona pia nikaanza, I saw the signs of the bullying starting. I said, let me tell you, I'm switching the script. Yeah. I'll be the popular girl just because I need to self-preserve. Not for anything else.
Survival.
It was survival. I was trauma responding.
Yeah.
So through my whole life, I've had so many weird types of friendships that I've had to grow into a secure person, not to let those things happen again.
Yeah, that's pretty.
It's survival.
Beautiful. I'm still avoidant. I've been avoidant. If you'd have met me at 12, I was avoidant. I am now 31 and avoidant. Wow. Consistency is the goal. Okay, we'll describe my avoidance later. But someone else says, guys, sorry, I lost track of where these things were. I'm the friend who gets cut off and cuts people off. I guess I'm the friend who has no friends.
Wait. Why are they cutting you off? And why are you cutting them
off?
I
think she cuts herself off both ways. I don't think unajua that feeling, let me dump them before they dump me. She probably isolates herself, then thinks that someone else has cut them off simply because she beat you to it. What
we're realizing here is that with friendships there's a lot to do with yourself. You have to do the work with yourself. I love Tatu here says, Aki, my friend Karen alini cut off juu ya my toxic relatives. Napaka leo sijawahi. I miss her though.
But being friends is so hard. Imagine someone just dumping their traumas to every day. Yeah. And then you tell them, okay, you need to do boundaries. It's like a friend who's always listening to your relationship problems. Yeah. It gets to a point you're just, you know what? Ile siku you leave, eventually.
Come back. Come and find me.
I love you from afar.
Lakini unajua kuna zile za, when don't you have problems?
Kuna ile marafiki wa mashine.
Kila siku nikilio tu. When don't you, can you talk about something happy in your life? One good thing in your life.
You complain to kila
talk about one good thing in your life. Si kila siku machozi. And it's worse because what she said, it's probably the same damn issue. Oh, he cheated again. What now?
Yeah.
What do we do? Umeamua kukwama huko.
Sometimes we put a lot of concentration on the friend who always has relationship issues. Sometimes it's the family. Sometimes I feel like I can't, if my family has done something, I can't tell that friend again. Because it's like you're always going back. With someone like me who struggled with people pleasing and like mom pleasing, dad pleasing, sometimes your parents will do something and they're just like, again, Olive, they're asking for money and you sent. Now what do you want me to do? You know? So at the end of the day, these friends will grow tired. It's not a relationship issue, but whatever traumas, it somehow spills over on them, and it's a lot to handle.
Let me tell you, friendships are very inconvenient. They are very inconvenient. To listen to somebody's problems is very inconvenient.
And sometimes you're a lucky girl like me who doesn't have problems.
So you're always listening.
I have inconvenient days maybe once or twice a year.
Yeah.
Do you have 99 beaches too?
I do.
So it's 99 beaches and one problem.
Nice. Wow. That landed very well.
So I think this could be a thing. Anyway, someone else says, as an anxious avoidant friend, I'm invested. I guess they'll be following the podcast. I hope it will help. I'm the cutting off type. Nikikosewa, I cut you off and study you before I can take you back, or I keep you off completely. Wait, I'd like to know, first of all, if you people cut people off. Are you the people for cutting off?
I find it hard to.
I commit to friendships. Ukiona, I've stopped talking to you, it's probably because you stopped talking to me first. As in, you decided to go quiet, you decided you want to be given space. I'll respect that.
So you're not people for, I feel there's something off with this person,
I mean,
I will cut off communication completely.
I've never even dumped anyone.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's what, me and you.
Maybe we need therapy.
You do.
Let's dissect that.
How does it make you feel?
Do you want to talk about it?
How does it make you feel?
It means we are good people.
Does that mean we are the therapists? Because now I feel like every time I've felt some type of way about someone, I will always ask.
You'll ask them?
Yeah. Especially now.
Sure,
Especially now. Yeah. Just like, hi, I feel like there's some weirdness between the two of us. Is everything okay? And if I see you trying to avoid telling me, I just tell, no, just tell, however you are thinking about it, just say it. And then after you've told me, like most recently, I remember asking someone, how does that make you feel?
Cardine.
And they're like, yeah, now I feel like I'm free. Yeah. But then it helps me also move past. I don't like I take friendships very personal. So I don't like having that struggling with an issue, or we are now dealing with a problem for a week or two. Because I have experience with dealing with a problem for over 3 months, and that back and forth. I got to a point, a friend of mine told me, because I was just, your point, you're not talking to me, sour. And then they said, if it was a relationship, you'd have fought for it. But what are you doing for a friendship? And I'm like, 2 months. Have I not fought for this friendship? So
no,
so I feel
sometimes ni kujiheshimu tu kidogo. I'm not begging you for friendship.
So
you come back when you feel more
like,
comfortable to talk about the issue if you want to save the friendship.
So maybe I ask, if you want time, off. Get your time, let me know when you're willing to. I feel clear of problems.
For me, it was the first time ever in my life last year that a friend asked me to sit down with them and talk. For me, if there's something happens right now, I walk out that door and I will never talk to you again. I won't address the issue. And I have nothing against you. If we meet, we're cordial. But I just, kaende sana. So I think it was the first time when someone sat me down and was like, so what happened? How are you feeling that day? And I explained my feelings. I got to understand their perspective as well. And you find it was just like a small misunderstanding. It wasn't something big. But for me, I'm just usually like, I do not have the strength. Happiness is the goal. Happiness is
life is hard enough.
If I feel inconvenienced today, I will go and sleep and wake up tomorrow again happy. So
less inconvenient.
So it was very wild for me. That was a very new experience. I am yet to see how friendships go on from here, because I'm also the kind of person who doesn't keep friends. Adrian must be struggling with that statement, as we've been friends for over a decade. It's been a decade.
Plus.
Hey, someone else says, it's all fun it's all fun, I guess, and games until you have to go through a friendship breakup.
Hey.
Those hurt differently.
The worst.
Those hurt
Hizo ni
differently.
worse hata kuliko za love.
Maski hiyo saa imetoka from the bottom of the broken heart. From the bottom of the broken heart. Yeah, some friendships are hard to let go of, man.
How do friendships? I have no idea what a friendship breakup looks like.
Nile fuck you, fuck off, fuck you. Hiyo kila mtu aende zake. Si ile ya kunyamaziana. Unajua adulting kuna venye mna drift to somehow, maybe you're in different towns, you don't talk every day, probably you send me a meme once in a year, we laugh, ha ha ha, lol, how have you been, and then that's it, we are still friends. Hatujakosana, just that interests hazikuwa line somehow, or location haikuwa favorable, so somehow I managed to stop being friends. But there's that cajon in your heart.
And that deep, gosh. Where?
Mali unasema this girl could have been filled perfectly by the way we diversify our friendships. Kuna mahali siku moja utaenda
That
ukae
one.
tu hivi chini, she would have really
And it's really bad in a group dynamic where now you're all close, like 4 of us are close. Mko close ni wote. And then unaona tu the 3 of you are hanging out more and more. Afu mna post.
mmoja akapotea.
So you're ni wewe ndo umepotea.
Oh.
It's you. Na si ati umepotea kupotea. You're just not being called anymore.
Yeah.
Because someone in the group has something against you. And you're just seeing them taking sides pole pole.
And the one where you've cut friendship with one of the people in the group.
Exactly.
But now the 3 others are still, it's just weird.
It's
so they
so
can hang
strange.
out and you can also hang out, but you can't be together. The 4 of you.
Ama when you all hang out at the same time, everybody's so tense because I like said that too.
Kuna tension.
You are willing to call.
You can't even send memes to them because now
Hata muna make group mbili. Kuna group mbili za WhatsApp. Yeah, the 4 of you, the 3 of you with this person, 3 of you that person.
I don't know what.
alafu ipate you used to celebrate your, like, you know, important dates.
Yeah.
Like maybe when
Una isolate moja moja.
You deal with them personally.
One by one.
alafu maybe sasa watu nani aliendanga wapi ako.
I love weirdest thing is you can hang out with that group probably individually.
Yeah.
But wakiwa na
You're not there.
haya now yeye anakuja anauliza na by the way mmeongea jana ndio mlikuwa na yeye, but now
Alafu mfanye makosa ya kuingiza pombe na feelings.
Alafu kila mtu.
That's when you hear that drunk
And then you start asking them, and how is nani? Ako poa tuli. Okay, say hi or no, don't. Like,
I don't know. A group dynamic would be very wild to me. I don't know what that looks like. From what I'm hearing, I have no experience at all in friendships.
hey,
amazing sweet.
I'm doing
you're doing well.
But you guys have been hitting for 10 years.
Yeah,
Give yourself some credit.
keep at it. Someone else says, I even don't know if I have friends, let alone romantic relationships. D for difficult. We are friends because we are toxic.
Hey. My
Meet
God.
my friends. That is.
mean girls out.
Hey.
It's a man actually who posted that.
Mean girls still.
That is true, because I feel like you've seen these stories on the internet where girls went out. They went to a neighboring whatever city for a night out, and then they ganged up against their friend. And these have been your friends for the longest. Sometimes you question if me, anxious, avoidant, I keep questioning who around me wants what or who's. You keep looking over your shoulder, even for people who truly care for you. It's a difficult life to live, but here we are. I'm dealing with one trauma per year. So
One trauma at a time.
Yeah.
Someone says, Phoebe broke my heart. It's been 9 years and I've never recovered. I dated her cousin and she didn't approve even after breaking up with him, aliniacha. So Ima and I are friends. Adrian is Ima's cousin. I date Adrian. Ima does not approve of me and Adrian dating. Ima breaks up with me. Friends, I break up with Adrian because Ima does not approve, but you still refuse to come back to me as my friend.
Hey.
Where? I've seen something weird, just as weird today. There's you see, let's say you two are BFFs, yeah? And then I am, say, your male best friend, yeah? Then you realize, I hit you up, as in, hey, Niaje, you're looking good, Nini, Katia, polite too. And then she realizes that I'm hitting on you, or we are hitting on each other, whatever. Vibe imekubali. Then she becomes mad at you and politely asks you to step down away from her male best friend, because when it comes to choosing, anasema niao. But imagine that case. How would you respond to your BFF first, and how will you handle your male best friend hitting on your BFF?
From experience.
Okay, sorry. Me, I'm happy if we're all happy,
right?
Like if you and you are happy together, who am I?
As someone who doesn't mind their friends dating their exes, jibambe.
Kidogo umeingia ile mahali ni gray area.
You umedrift nayo you went a hard left. You come back here.
Imeenda na tangent nyingine hatuko expect.
From my experience. Hey, what? I just saw myself as you were describing that story, because I feel like I am the friend who introduces my girlfriends to their boyfriends. Because when I look at my friends, I see them dating people I knew, but I came to realize it had an effect on me when I was once out with someone I was beginning to know or kind of had an interest in. And then my friend, because I think sinanga hiyo, boundaries of this is, I don't know, we were just hanging out and having fun, and then all of a sudden they're whining on each other, and I'm like,
hold up.
So after that I started being so aware. I'm like, am I bringing people, like, am I sabotaging even my relationships because I introduced them to my friends? But if they were mine, would they be interested in my friends?
In your friend?
Yeah. So these days I'm just like, if you meet each other and I was in the picture and you decide you want to have something together, I prefer you tell me. Like, mniambie tu, so hi, I am liking your friend, just so that I know, and I don't have to feel like you're hiding it from me because you think Oh, that's anxious now.
I don't know what it is. It actually is very logical. As a professional third wheeler, you get to hang out with. Sometimes you meet someone. I meet Adrian and Ima. The next time I come for the podcast, Adrian and Ima are sort of exchanging funny glances. Yeah. And now I'm hanging out with them. And now I'm the third wheeler, and I didn't know, like, guys, we are grown-ups.
Or even now the two of them, their bond makes your friendship now start dipping.
Yeah. Especially
if these people were your friends for, like, you had a
you
tight...
lose both of them.
No, I've not felt like I've lost both of them. But sometimes, those friends of, we have our consistent talking patterns, we meet up.
Yeah, you can't be
because sometimes I have friends who love that kind of structure. Let's have a call once a week at this time. So anaanza not pull their part. Yeah. So I'm like,
and also
what's going on?
Because I think even just yesterday someone saw I tagged Adrian and they told me, oh, you've invited such a cute dude. Me, I cringed.
Well,
okay, so because I'm just thinking, so it's very difficult if me and you have to start discussing, and then let's say you want to tell me how you, like, your intimate moments with Adrian. It's very awkward for me. It's like listening to my bro having sex. Like, what do you want me to do with that information?
And then they dumped their relationship problems too. And you can't pick a side.
It cuts both ways.
Through an and
a different lens.
when to me he was just a friend.
Jesus.
It's so layered. I don't know.
That's very layered.
It's very chaotic.
Guys, see?
For me, if it's a guy I'm interested in, because I'm wondering how these guys are hooking up and I have an issue with it. Probably niko na some feelings for this guy.
Also, maybe the friendship dynamic will change, definitely.
That's, I think, the biggest point. Because even me, I see how I would not want my best friend to start anything with other girlfriends of mine. Because I don't want this friendship of us to be dented. And then
that becomes a test of the friendship. If it is dented, then it was never strong to begin with.
So should we test our friendship?
I'm just saying there's going to be tests. There's going to be tests. They're going to be very hard seasons, and one person is broke. Somebody's going through something.
Yeah.
Friendships are built from the tests. True, strong friendships have to be tested.
It's giving me...
And I'm not saying ati ile DJ Mona says 8 ati nakupeleka Githurai.
Kuruka mtaro.
No. Sorry, I'm so sorry. Bleep it, please. But as in some season will happen that is not in any of your controls. And you need to figure out how to navigate that for the sake of the friendship. That's the end goal.
Ushaikuwa so mimi na boy best friend. Mko na interest na the same babe, the babe chooses. You have to shake hands on it.
Hey.
You have to be the bigger person and say she chose and she chose well. And shake. Tusiwai kosania nini? Mwanamke. Ishia hapo. Of course kutakuwa na groveling kidogo nini, but at the point where you come to agree that handshake mimi she chose the better man. Sawa? The other more complicated one is if say, to me the same example, say you're my lady best friend, then you introduce me to a guy who's hitting on you. You see, as in a guy you are interested in. And I'm like, cool, easy. Tuna hang out nini, first hangout, second hangout, eventually I start hanging out with the dude. More than you. We're friends who call. How would that make you feel? It's na sio kwa sababu moja imediminish, ni kwa sababu probably proximity and all that, I don't know.
How would that work? Because I know of a situation where you have a guy bestie and you introduce your guy bestie to your wife, and the bestie becomes besties with your wife. Now they're not as close as they are with you.
Damn.
Now they are close with your wife.
Hectic hapo kwa wife sasa.
Yeah, when it's marriage it's a bit
kidogo
changes.
And when it's girlfriend it's not.
Kitu inaweza isha.
Come and go.
So imagine wakikosana, what happens? Unaniget, as in hata sikosana ati tumeachana, wakikosana ile wamegombana or something, as in wamekosa kuelewana on something.
At what point do you get to connect so much with your friend's spouse?
Exactly.
But it happens. Maybe you have a lot of common interests. Unapata some for instance, labda hakuwa anapendaga kwenda out, tukihang ni indoors, tukifanya kila kitu ni the way we'd want to do them. Tukienda mahali ni hivi, tukifanya hivi ni hivi. Then you find that the other friend is the complete opposite but also as exciting. How do you handle that? So unapata you've made two friends who are very different, but of course one you've made through the lady friend that is your friend. Then you end up being very good friends with the other one, even though of course it won't surpass what you guys have with the lady friend. It becomes
it's not a straight line.
It's not I don't think it's linear.
Yeah.
And then also you think about it from yourself. You're like, what told me I have control over who this person becomes friends with? At what point did I mistakenly
start now thinking like that?
Exactly.
Hey.
No.
So do you just go out there firing everyone?
Yeah.
I can't be friends with you. You are doing 1, 2, 3 things with other friends who are not my friends. What the what?
It's like, okay, we're not in high school. Relax.
Actually, it even brings this story. Do you guys inherit enemies?
I don't.
How did the devil become your enemy?
Do you guys inherit enemies?
Yes.
If
You do.
if,
Me, I do.
If somebody wrongs me, and I'm your best friend like that, yeah, somebody wrongs me, and they were initially your acquaintance, do you cut them off?
It depends on how crazy the wrong is. Kuna ile wrong yenyewe we can't bounce back from.
Well, yeah.
Like ile,
They didn't kill anyone,
I
but
took your husband. She took your husband.
Hey.
Okay, you can't take a man. Let's start
He
there.
was not hanged outside.
You can't take a man. But you,
But as in when they got together,
you
they
go
got together.
with somebody who's supposed to be a friend.
That's a little crazy.
Yeah.
I struggle with like what is it, inheriting enemies. One, because I've never had like that sort of I don't know, I've never had like a strong friend and this is my right. Maybe they exist.
May it happen to you.
Wait.
I really hope nobody has a right to
Kuna mtu
anyone like
anasema,
that.
kuna mtu anasema Olive is my red or den.
I know.
We are cool.
Yeah.
It is cool.
I'm just like, when people say I'm your bestie, I don't know what this entails, guys.
Hiyo JD huku I see clear, the fine print is not clear.
Nimesign nini?
Sometimes you're given the JD for a bestie. And you're like, I have 5 people who I do this with.
and the roles can keep changing. So na hii moja umeambiwa ni permanent and pensionable. Moja ni permanent and pensionable, ingine unaambiwa ni contract. Kila mwaka tuna renew. Kila mwaka lazima tukae chini. Renew KPIs ndio hizi au kumiti na hii. In fact you kid with my enemy. Pale Peter nilikuona ukiongelesha huyu na huyu na huyu. Na walitukana 2010.
Oh my God.
Out. Imagine. Crazy.
Wait.
Na kuna ule wa permanent pensionable, ride or die. Wewe hata uende uka befriend shetani huko. Still your person. I'll support you. Go you.
It's not having the shetani. See wewe.
I know, right?
Yours.
Oh my goodness.
Crazy.
I would have forgotten where my point is. It was going.
I have a question.
Yeah.
That thing for you, like you're friends for a while, and then you start having feelings for each other, and then you're like, no, we cannot. We will ruin our friendship. Oh. Now what next?
Chublu.
Do you make the move or
have feelings for anyone if they were your friend? Date them.
right?
Date
Yes,
them.
we're going to ruin our
What
friendship.
happens if the friendship does not survive after?
Define dating.
Shida, kasonge.
Define
Or maybe you need to
yeah.
sleep. Maybe
Yeah.
it's just sexual tension.
Hey.
Sleep with them, we see. If the friendship
Because
does
you're not
survive-
necessarily you're
Only
not
have one day to live.
You're
You
not-
don't know about tomorrow.
you're probably very good sex partners.
Yeah.
You're probably people who are unattached kabisa, as in we're banging, we're moving back to friendship. Hakuna hiyo in between yenye ni gray area. Banging, moving back to friendship. Banging, moving back to friendship. And it has worked for a lot of people like that. Find that the friendship is even heck. Kuna ka bond fulani huwezi explain. And when you try dating, it's a disaster.
No, but you should
Especially
also know
exclusively.
yourself, know who you are. If you're the kind of person who connects,
Kataa
you
mapema.
have sex with people and you connect to them, like you create a soul tie. You want to be these people you think you can have casual sex. Know yourself.
I think soul ties are an urban legend, but there's a way I think our hormones are set up differently. Yeah, that ni hormone gani ile ya kubond na mtu mwenye
Oxytocin.
ni oxytocin.
Why
Sasa-
now scientists?
Oxytocin ikishaingia kwa hewa hivi kidogo, wewe umeshaona huyu ndio wangu wa milele, na labda hata ni kichwa tu ameweka.
Let me throw a spanner in the works. Friendships upate uko na feelings leo ama this year you have feelings, I don't. The next year
Wewe ndio zako. Oh God, what a roller coaster.
What are these friendships?
No, ona.
it never happens at the same time for some
You
reason.
always find that you have this friend who
Yeah.
have been very good, you've been kind to each other, mmependana, mmefanana, vitu. But one day umechill labda and they get too comfortable and come drop the towel while they're changing, not to seduce you but somehow I may get comfortable enough. We hata si unaonaga.
I mean, don't any sign.
That's a very big sign.
You're trying to seduce me. I'm sorry.
Niko hapo, you know, wiping my wetboard nini. Towel iko imefungwa locket.
If the fact that he's describing it, then he keeps continuing. No, me, I'm here for the description. And then
towel imefungwa locket. Maybe it's a semi. Oh,
and it's not a sign.
And it's not a sign.
Maybe from
and you even
Dude,
probably
that's quack.
So what do? You jump him?
Okay, jump is hey.
No, isn't jumping him. I mean, unafinya yeye kwa ukuta mahali utafinyilia chini nyasi haitamea.
Some things. If it's happening at the same time first, because honestly, that's a sign. It's the same way if roles reversed. I'm showing up out of the shower in hey. Describe
In fact, hata saizo in fact labda na kuharakisha niko kwa couch nimechill naangalia kitu YouTube, labda hata podcast ya Ole Vivi na unapita tipi alafu you girls have a thing of kupita mbele ya screen 5 times over. I don't know how you do it like that. 5 times. Hakuna kitu ya maana huko even try to do what's so important there that she can't carry everything and go with it. Hakuna bwana.
Also you 90% of the time.
So mtu amechukua Vaseline apite, towel imefungwa kwa nywele and probably it keeps falling, so now it's somewhere halfway. In nips tu imefunika.
That's a sign.
And you think I'm not trying?
Amepita once.
At my big
twice.
age.
The third time ainame kuchukua kitu hapo mbele ya TV.
That's a sign.
It's done.
It's done.
Yeah.
So now hata siwezi simama ukimaliza kuvaa. Siwezi simama twende. Because we have to calm down first. But sasa, how do you interpret that? Does it for me, I have one policy. I don't think a good friendship can be ruined with sex. The sex might be disappointing. Then we decide we tried ilikata. Let's go back to what we were doing.
What if it's disappointing for one and not for the other?
Yeah, si ndio nasema it's probably disappointing for one person or both of you. Mkasema labda tuli overread, tuli misread, tuli overthink. You just enjoy seeing me naked with other people. So now it's every day you go back to that house. We na tumechelewa. Ndio hiyo. Traffic imekuwa mingi sana mbele ya TV.
I would say just I'm a very black and white person. I hate subliminals. Just like say it.
Kuja clean.
Yeah, just
ukikataliwa pia unasema hey, I was just putting it out there. I thought we were both thinking the same thing.
Fine. Move on. I think that's an easier.
It is. It makes it easier.
But sasa kuna wale watashika 3 feelings juu wameikalia for a year. Ameikalia hiyo feeling for a year ile.
Sasa ukijam, it's up to you.
And there's something I remembered because we were discussing dating bestie. If then that's not your friend. But if someone you're interested in, your friend knows that you're interested in this person and they make a move on this person.
No Marie.
That's not your friend.
That's not my friend.
They're not.
No Marie.
No, na cut off.
We all agree. On that note, what are your different friendship? Do you have friendship rules? What does it take for someone to be your friend? What are the things that are non-negotiables for you when it comes to friendships? Because I saw someone say on TikTok at some point that we have this, that we make it very easy for romantic relationships to thrive. Someone will do something wrong to you. You're willing to sit down. You're willing to have a chat with them. They might cheat. You might take them back and just figure out things. But it seems like for friendships, we are very almost set on stone. You can't do this if you're my friend. You can't do this if you're my friend. Or you did that to me. There's no forgiveness. I'm cutting you off. Those parameters we have for friends don't exist for romantic relationships. yet friendships are what we experience every day. We demand more from friends than we demand from
Our
our
partners.
romantic relationships. Even when you're having things with your romantic partner, issues, it's your friend you want to confide in. So general thoughts, and if you have those 2 rules.
I used to have an ex who used to complain that I give my friends more attention than him. And
Where
I
is he
realized,
now? He's an
did
ex.
he make it?
Ndio hiyo.
And they're picking chapo.
And
Akanyage kubwa.
yeah, and you can realize I actually value my friendships more than my relationships. Now for me it's been inverse because my friendships have been there through some thick things, some thick times.
Yeah.
Where exes were not. When we were all going through, I was going through the thing at the time, and the ex was there, was not doing the thing.
They were
the
not
friend was
doing that thing for
But I'll tell you one thing about such a dynamic. You find that ukiwa marafiki hivyo, sometimes the reason why they're all exes is because kulikuwa na some kind of abusive tendency where they wanted to isolate you so that you can be vulnerable, so that you can accept whatever bullshit they wanted to give you. And afterwards, you're friendless, you're boyfriendless, you're not getting dick, you're not getting happy times, nothing.
Describe to the T.
Oh,
Even don't say alikuwa.
I charge by the hour. I charge
Just
by
send me
the
an
hour.
invoice. Continue to kind invoice. Yeah.
Whether if you pick up that isolation thing, run.
Yeah.
If you realize mabeshte wake ndio wameanza kuwa more of your friends.
Oh. Your friends. Your family nitaacha kando kidogo. Sometimes they overstep.
But that thing you said about your partner's friends not being your friends, that especially, because my friends are not your friends.
They're acquaintances. It's fine.
Yeah,
we can all
we
be
can
cordial.
hang out maybe every
we
other
can be
time,
cordial.
but,
But
hey,
siku ile
sasa-
utaamua ukanyage ama ukosee juu hao si marafiki
Tuwapigie.
wako. Ati pigie marafiki wako, yeye apigie wake.
I have a problem.
Which one?
Tell us.
I don't see, if I make friends with people, if I meet Ima through Adrian and Ima fall out, I'll continue seeing Ima.
Yeah, that's
okay.
different.
Okay.
But like, we cannot be in a relationship, but now your friends are not your friends. You want to hang out with my friends and make them your friends.
And even
now.
complain to them.
The problem, me, I don't have friends. Me, I only meet friends through friends. I met you through someone. I met Cardine through someone. You're the only direct friend I've ever... Actually, I met you through Wes.
Did you though?
Through the band.
Class.
And we just talked. The first time we talked.
And we walked back to the hostels. Yeah.
I'm not able to make friends like that. I struggle so much. So what I usually say is, me, I'm just there minding my own business in the corner. An extrovert will find me and adopt me. And then they'll put me in their circle. And those become my friends. And they become my friends for a period of time. And once I leave that setting, they sort of graduate to acquaintances. I have object permanence issues. I struggle to relate, remember, love, miss things I cannot see. So
Out of sight, out of mind kind of thing.
out of mind, completely.
Even with tasks.
With tasks, I'm those people for Excel sheets, notes, things that are stuck on the wall. I have to set systems to remember things. And sometimes even my friends have said they feel bad that they're being tasked. They feel bad.
Kwa kalenda mahali.
They're listed like tasks. Because that's why I keep telling people, I have such high anxiety. Text me. Don't call me. Text me. Calls to me means death, sickness, emergency. Yeah. That's it. Buyer. Just text me. And when you text me, there are so many people texting me. So I'll prioritize you like my tasks. And that is something that people also don't get for me. Me, I'm still trying to figure out friendships. I don't know if I'll ever move to secure, because it feels like every other time you make friends and you feel like this is the one, something comes up and it feels like you have to work more.
Jesus.
When you are just peaceful by yourself. Other things that have come up have been this. I said in a TikTok video, do I do the things I do for you because you're my friend, or I just do it because I'm a general kind human? It's what is expected of humans. If I bought you juice today, it's not because you're Adrian. If someone else was seated here, I'd have bought them juice. And that makes it really difficult for me to define what a friend is. If you are not here, someone else would take your position comfortably. Yeah.
So, niko na swali.
Swalisha.
So, if you have a love interest, say for instance,
yeah,
are they happy also to be on your to-do list?
They should be. They do not know.
Well, at least they're getting done.
They're getting done, yeah? At least.
You
don't care how.
Done.
But
I believe at any one point you have like different suitors, and the one you like most probably receives the most attention. So
gets down the most.
Yeah. So for me, I guess if you're getting called, if you're getting phone calls from Olive, you are up there. You need to secure your position.
But have you thought about it? There's probably some hint of ADHD somewhere.
ADHD is yes. I've actually been told
a hint of
you might be in
kwa spectrum hapo tu mahali.
But I'm thinking I don't want to self-diagnose, and I don't want self-diagnosis.
Oh,
just adds
shit.
Problems. Already I'm looking for money.
You want to stay.
Yeah. Now you have to worry about medication.
There's already enough I'm working on right now. I can't add on top a new diagnosis that does not need drugs. I was like, just let it be. The systems I'm putting in place, if you can just work with me, I'm meeting you halfway. And first of all, let me understand your attachment styles before we get to mine. You said you're anxious.
Anxious, secure. Depends on the person.
Secure.
Depends on the person, honestly.
Okay.
Because
you form attachment based on...
I am naturally a secure person, but depending on how you treat me, then I might gravitate to the anxious side.
And anxious is what I know as anxious is you require affirmations, you require consistent communication. Okay.
Yeah. So I think I've also had systems in place to make it work for me, because I'm the kind of person for not really out of mind, out of sight, but whatever is in front of me right now, that will maybe excite me. You will feel I have forgotten you, but I have not. I promise. I promise I will see your story and I'll be like, yeah, this is my friend, and I will, hi, we are okay.
Yeah.
But if I'm not seeing you, you'll feel like, hey, the friendship is at a distance. So to avoid that, with some of my friends, the structure for, if you check my Google Calendar, weekly call with bi-weekly. Yeah. Because now I feel I want to, this person would appreciate if we are in constant communication. So how do I do that? Let's have a structure, like on every Wednesday. We can talk. At in 15 minutes, I get to know you. Okay, we are fine. We are good. So now when it happens that I'm always there for the call and you miss consecutively 2 times and you're not having a strong excuse, nitakuwa like, what's going on? Are you... Now that there, my anxiety now starts creeping.
And will you follow up? Will you follow up to know what's happening, why they've missed the call?
First reaction is usually, umeanza kukua nini, I'll project, and then now give you an opportunity to tell me what it is that's happening. So that's why when my friends start becoming friends with each other, and me, I have all these systems to work, I'm just like, so now this is not making sense, or... Yeah. I become so guarded, and now I start feeling bad.
The fact that you even express to them, I think that you're a better person than me.
Maybe I say it. I say it. And I've realized to be people I have been friends with lately, or the friends I am keeping right now, there are people who are of the same mindset with me. So when I tell you, they quickly realize, oh yeah, I'm feeling hapa, then they'd be quick to, can we do a call, and are you free to, do you feel like you want to talk about this right now or later?
People are living whole lives where?
Yeah. Wild.
Ima, are you?
I would say I'm secure in friendship. Because before somebody becomes my friend, people think I take a year, 2 years to be. No. If you're in my life in year 5 of knowing each other, we are friends.
Year 5.
Year 5. And that's why.
Also, you have friends who have been friends. You've been friends for that long.
I have very close friends from class 1,
From
high school, and from uni.
Sure.
And that's my pack.
For real.
That's my pack.
And they get along with each other.
No.
All those are different.
They're all different settings. Okay. But if they're in the same room, it's cordial, it's civil. So I'm secure because I think realizing, you know how you talked about people who cut people off because that you have stopped talking to you. I used to do that. Until I realized, by the way, when you actually sit on this person who you cut off, they were going through some stuff that you knew nothing about. And then they also have their own traumas, their own experiences, their own systems.
Yeah.
And they're not like yours. And so you ask yourself, when you're talking about giving him the juice because he's there, because he's your friend, there's the other friend who wants to give only to receive. I'm giving you juice so you can give me juice tomorrow. That's not friendship. That's a transaction. Am I just there so I can benefit from you? I want you. If I show up for you like this, you must show up for me like this. Yeah. That's exhausting. And I think I was that kind of a person. And I broke my own heart because of it. Because I was lumping so much expectations on these people to show up for me. They were showing up for them. And they were showing up for me in ways because I was looking through the lens of it's not the way I want. So after, I think, this is very recent, by the way. I think there's one friend I sat with in Java and we cried because we were like, Aki, we were so dumb.
Nilikuwa
hapo kwenye kona nikijam, ulikuwa kwenye kona ukijam, tulianfoliana Instagram,
Facebook.
Yes, we broke up. But then we were like, no, it's just because. And you realize also as friends grow, you have to learn them.
Yeah.
In this space she's in, she doesn't know how to talk about her problems. She used to, now she doesn't.
Oh dear Lord.
So now, okay, how do we meet? How do we get middle grounds? Then I also have friends who are very, very wise. So when I have an issue with this friend, I go to this friend. I say, okay, you've got an issue now. Who you rafiki?
Oh, you go directly like that. You don't start. I'm asking for a friend.
No. If you start that way, you won't get advice related. Tailor-made to you. Yeah.
So I'll tell them what I'm having an issue with. And because I also want to hear their perspective. Because my perspective is self-preservation. I want to cut them off. I'm feeling hurt. I'm disappointed. This person will tell me, what kind of a friend are you? Are you waiting for them to show up like you? Because that's not a friendship. What is your definition of a friendship? So that's how I've managed to get secure. I have friends who I can bounce ideas off of in terms of when I'm having an issue with another friend, and also realizing I don't own anyone. And I must give grace.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Hapo kwa grace. Adrian, what sort of friend are you?
I keep friends for long. As I'd said earlier, I don't easily dump people simply because we haven't talked for a year.
Yeah.
I keep reaffirming my friends. Ukiona sijaongea imanishi nimekusahau. I know you're there. I know you exist. Just that communication labda imetuangusha because adulting 1, 2, 3s. Yeah. Maybe I'm just too busy right now. Not too busy for you, but focus imeenda mahali pengine na imanishi I've stopped. And I try to keep my word with my friends. Even if things go left. Sometimes they do in the process of you trying to keep your word. There's people who might pull off. There's people who might act differently. But I try to at least keep my word. And nitakwambia, right now we are not okay. But since I promised this 1, 2, 3, we can move like this.
That speaks to you.
Sometimes you just want to show up for your friends. And we are human. And sometimes we want the same in return. For instance, say, labda mna mazishi. And wao wakiwa na mazishi uli show up ukafanya kila kitu. Ukiwa na mazishi walituma tu WhatsApp na condolences. Once you realize we are very different people, and we have to appreciate each other the way we are, labda ya dilingi vizuri na grief. Unajua there's those people who don't do mazishis at all. Atafika huko they cry louder than the bereaved. Kind of thing, yeah? Ama unapata labda you show up to their gigs, but when it's time for the other way around, unapata they probably never had the time or facilities, but they didn't speak up probably because
I haven't come for karaoke.
No, really.
Why is karaoke happening?
It's not a dig. All I'm just saying, sometimes you have to understand there's places some people will rather show up. Friends are very different. They'll show up in places you never expected. Now, you just have to remember you have no obligation to do the same. Just do it because you're doing it for a friend. And I appreciate such kinds of friendship. But there's no beef. That's simply because one person didn't show up or the other. Unapata you move along, anakuambia labda siku ile itakama hapa. Anakuambia by the way hiyo siku sikwa hivi ama ndiko hivi. One day it comes up and then mnaongea, and once you realize we are all adults and we are figuring it all out. Hatujui anything, we know nothing. By the way, we know nothing. We think we do because we are older, maybe smarter than we were 10 years ago, 5 years ago, 2 years ago, but we know nothing. You get to a new year, you start facing new problems. Now these problems cut across financially, friendships, nini, new problems, all through and through. But
I feel like everyone talks about friends, but we tend to not address that there are bad people in this world. And they do have friends. Who are their friends? They're your friends.
Hello, bad people. That toxic person who said they're friends with people because they're toxic.
Wanajuana kwa wenyewe.
Wanajuana kwa vilemba.
Because I feel like I remember saying one of the experiences as an adult, an epiphany that I got that was very eye-opening was that there are bad people. When we were growing up, we were told, do good and good will come to you. So
we live in the real universe now. We live in the real universe now.
So it is now that we realize, okay, good.
The road to hell is paved with good intentions. Purely. That's it.
So it's been, I don't know. I didn't know I've invited secure people. I thought I'd have at least one avoidant. We have fun here together and relate.
I have a question.
Maybe you see, with friendships, maybe it's different than relationships, right?
Yeah.
Okay, then I'm fine. I was done.
Relationships.
No, as in, you see those friendships that transition into relationships. Now you are suddenly avoiding this person because maybe they threaten your security in your either self or in your friendship.
Just because somebody is a good friend doesn't mean they make a good boy.
They make a
good sometimes it doesn't cut across.
Single this whole time.
Does not equate.
It makes sense now.
My question is, what happens when, like you said, you feel like you show up for people some type of way, but they don't show up for you the other way. There's the part where you will extend grace, but then there's the part where we are also human, and I feel like naturally we express love in the form that we would want to receive it before we find that balance of knowing how you want to get it. So do you just tell them? And like when Alisema, your friend didn't show up because they had something else. So there are times this person just didn't show up because they didn't even think of it. But you see them showing up for other people.
Oh, ouch.
Like that. So
I don't think I have a problem with it per se, because one of the things I found I've started to check for in people is kindness. I want to surround myself with people who are kind. So sometimes I'll do something for you, but I don't expect it back. But if I see you being mean to other people, I regret. I regret the act of kindness. I expect that. Actually, when I came to Nairobi, Adrian hosted me for 1.5 weeks. And I never heard of it. It's never come up. I don't feel indebted. It's just something that was done, a friend would tell you, come crash, it's okay. So that is, but I've seen another situation where two besties, one hosted the other during a tough time, and 5 years later, the one who hosted them does some weird things, but can get away with them because you know they hosted and you feel forever indebted to them.
Yeah.
So for me, it is, I've gotten to the point where I feel like I really want kind people around me. Yeah. Pay it forward. It doesn't have to come back to me. I am kind to everyone. And I expect that this person pay it forward to someone else. I don't need to host Adrian again. What if he has a problem?
Yeah.
You know,
that kind of problem.
Need hosting
pay it forward.
Some way. Yeah. So I think that's a thing for me. Me right now, I only interact with kind people if I get the slightest inkling that you're mean. I don't want anything to do with you. Not as a friend, not as an acquaintance. No. Okay. Just kind people.
And then another question I wanted to ask you. You said you're the person who's always, you rarely have problems, but problems from people.
No, I didn't say problems.
No, like people come and dump to you. Like you don't have. You're not the friend who's dumping. Constantly. But you're the one who's constantly listening to people's problems. So now, how do you get to go about that? Does it affect you? Does it get to a point where you're just like, stuck it in a...
I think it's only from 2-3 years ago that I started being vocal. I now tell my friends or people around me, umekuja na shida ima, mama yako amekutusi. Na unafaa kumkataza asikutusi tena. You can't come to me a third time mama yako amekutusi. Nitakwambia, Aima, go deal with your mother. When you're done, come back, I'll be here. And I'm not going to listen to you talking about your mother again, ever. So for me, I had to set those boundaries because it's all that people felt. I know that I'm a very warm, safe space for anyone. You don't even need to know me. I'm a very nurturing, and I give warm, good energy, and it's secure around me. And I don't mind giving that to people. Maybe that's the gift I was given to offer to the world. I do not know. But I can also only take so much, and I need you to also show growing. You see the way you're told, if your man loses their job, will you leave them? Is he showing ambition? Is he showing that he wants to get a job? So it's the same for people as well. I need to see ambition. Sometimes I also need to know what kind of person you are. I've also been blessed with being able to tell what kind of people I get to interact with. There are people who like complaining. A good thing will happen to them, but no, let's just dwell on this negative thing that happened 10 years ago. I've gotten a good job today, but you remember my mother beat me. It's just like, wow. I know I have to read people now and just protect my energy as well, because there are also people who just come to take and take and take, and there are the people who also don't pay it forward. So I'm also learning. I'm hoping to be secure because I know there's an imbalance in my friendships. They feel neglected. I know a lot of my friends feel neglected, but I'm working on it, guys. Ndio nimemaliza parent trauma. Ndio nataka kuingia childhood trauma. Bado, guys, I'm learning. So
please watch out.
Our mark. Coming for you. Wanted. It's your season.
So I mean, it's just like that. I don't know. I'm figuring it out. As Adrian has said, it seems like we know things, but we really don't. Yeah.
And it's funny because you might think you're secure, and then that one friend will do just that thing, and then they'll take you to the pits of anxious again.
So hey, that know how to spot the underbelly. What people soft and apply pressure.
A good one.
Unaanza kujiquestion. You start questioning everything. You believed you knew about yourself.
Question everything, all your friends, Sasa.
Yeah.
Reset.
All right. I hope this episode covered most people. At least we had secures in studio. That should help with... Oh, I should get back to the camera.
Secures.
Yeah? The secures. Anxious, secure, borderline. But anyway, I hope the conversation really helped. You've seen yourself in one of the conversations. You've seen someone who's like you. And me, I don't know what to say now. do better as a friend. Last parting shots.
Yeah. One thing, maybe find out what kind of friend you are. That's a good assignment to give them.
Yeah.
And throw it in the comments. Right? Say maybe Mimi have discovered. There's those tests you can do online.
Yeah.
Can tell you which kind of friend you are, which kind of person you are in a relationship, etc., etc. Then you'll figure it out from there. They'll probably dictate what kind of love language you like receiving from your friends or people you're in a relationship with.
Do you have any parting shots?
Yes. Friendship is more than history. Just because you guys were at a particular place at a particular time together doesn't mean that now since Olive and I have known each other for 10 years from the hood, we are still friends. No, your friends keep evolving. You need to keep relearning your friends. You need to keep also just introspecting as well. If this friendship is also serving you sometimes, kuna times by there you could serve. And that's okay. But relearn, learn, and also just understand that history is not enough. Like your experiences from where you guys met is not enough to cement the friendship for the long haul.
History.
I think I'd say friendships take a lot of intentionality, and you need to be very conscious about this thing you're getting into. So if you, like Adrian said, you need to be intentional about going to find out the kind of friend that you are, kind of person you are, besides even the friendships. Then now you can now transfer those energies or that vibe to getting your friends or keeping your friends. And it is not a one-off thing. You can't say that now that I've made a friend and now that I have discovered myself and I have made a friend, that's it. It constantly needs plowing, and it's a lot of work, but it requires a lot of intentionality and you being consciously present in it. So all the best.
Yeah. Friendship requires work. I guess that's why I'm not good at it.
Who dreams of labor?
But I'm so grateful to my guests who came to studio today. Thank you for discussing the topic with me. I hope it has helped someone. And that brings us to the end of another episode of the In All Honesty podcast. Today we were discussing how to navigate friendships, and my fabulous name is OLAVEORAWO. Until next week, bye.
Next on the In All Honesty podcast.
So parenting is a lot. It's not easy. And this week, I want us to talk about how do we parent boys versus how we parent girls. I'd also like to know your experiences growing up in your families, how you were parented, and the differences you noted between you and how your brother or your sister was being raised. And also just how you're raising boys and girls right now. Is there a clear-cut difference when we come to, right now we want to be equal, equity? Are we all raising girls and boys the same way? So this is a conversation that I'd like to have. How do you raise your boy? How are you raising your boy? And how would you have raised a girl if you had a girl? How are you raising your girl? And how would you have raised them if they were a boy? And you yourself, what are the clear-cut differences that you saw in your family growing up between you and your brothers or your sisters? That is the conversation we are having next this week, I guess. And I'll be having guests in studio. I will have two parents. I will be sure to make sure they are parents because they have both experiences raising children and also being raised by their own parents. So that's what we'll be discussing this week. And remember that you can send in your opinions and your personal stories to me via DM at OLAVEORAWO and on my email at olaveorawo@gmail.com. The ads are usually too many, but yeah.
I'm not where I want to be, but I'm in what was once a dream. So if I do some quick math, the future equals a dream come true. Since 1992, In All Honesty, a podcast by OLAVEORAWO.